Hey, everybody, welcome back to the RH podcast. You're here with me, Thor.
And Stubbs.
And today we are getting the wickedness started. Wicked, welcome to the show, man. It's been forever. We've been so excited about this. Man, come on. How you doing?
Come on down.
Doing fine, man. Doing fine. Thanks for having me here, man. It's absolutely cool. We're going to talk about all kinds of wickedness. So
we are.
Heck yeah.
I'm excited. Come on.
Oh man.
Well,
so what have you been doing with your channel lately? What have you been reviewing? Anything good? Anything nasty? Anything people should know about?
Ooh, anything good? Yeah, that's more like the biggest and the most difficult question. I did found today I found something amazing, something like a handheld you can actually play some Mega Drive games with, and it was not bad. Of course, there was always something we can complain about, but in general, it was not bad. I can be positive because I can say it feels depressed, like reviewing the same stuff all over again, and it is bad. Sometimes I feel my wickedness slipping away and thinking oh man, another bad product. What can I say positive? Absolutely, it drains me. It's horrible. And I must say that
you're managing 6 channels. So that's 7 channels. 7 channels.
Oh my gosh, that's so many. We have
How do you keep
one and
wicked?
A half.
Do you sleep just wickedly? Do you just through your sleep? You must one of these channels you must do in your sleep. Wicked portable gaming, wicked brain fart, wicked arcade, wicked collecting, wicked racing, wicked Dutch gamer, and wicked gamer and collector.
Dude, if one of those channels has to be just a live stream of you sleeping, right? Like that.
Yeah. Let me guess. Wicked brain fart has got to be.
That's absolutely great. Yeah, make an 8 channel where I'm going to sleep and people go.
People just watch you, and you're just
it's a live stream of you watching 10-hour YouTube videos and seeing how well you sleep. That's what it is, right there.
Yeah.
Wicked sleeping. Wicked sleeping.
Thor and Rust do ASMR in your ears, just whispering, "Package from China."
Package from China.
No, but I think it's more like managing. It's more like managing, trying to get myself cleared up. I'm going to the gym, and the reason is I'm going to the gym often just to clear up my mind. Just to see what kind of what's the kind of schedule I need to get up. And of course it's basically sometimes racing against the clock. But for me, in 2023, I'm going to do it differently. Basically now I set every channel up, and the main reason I'm doing it is in my opinion about the algorithm. When I started the Wicked Gamer and Collector, my first video, some people did watch it. It's me racing in this gigantic arcade machine. My passion for arcade. That is also where my last channel is all about. It's about arcade stuff, and it's when I'm going to let's say we're going to do a gameplay about a new kind of generation of arcade machine. People will love it, but the algorithm don't, and that's the thing. I've tried it so many times before with retro systems when it comes to handhelds, game boxes. When I'm trying to mix it up, my views basically drop down. And when I'm going to be repeating myself, that's basically how it works at the moment.
So you start a new channel if you want to experiment, basically.
Experiment. It's more I know what I want to film, and I'm hoping know what people want to see. But basically, putting it on a different channel, I can go in depth in this certain subject.
Right.
For example, now I will give a great example with the Wicked Arcade Gamer is my new channel. I just started it up, and with this channel, normally I have you got the Pandora's boxes and full-size arcade machines, arcade one-up, name it, ad games. There's so crazy amount of different ways you can play. But in this channel, I will go in depth in those too, going maybe do more modifications, just to see how can you upgrade, how can you fix.
Right.
But there are so many tiny subjects you can implement in the arcade channel that really do not benefit the main channel. And that's the reason I start also the fun fact, coming back to the portable channel, I asked my community hey, would you like to see me doing just handheld videos on one particular channel? And they said yes. We're okay, 70% or something like that. And we're okay, let's make a new channel. Yeah. And that's what I'm doing.
Gaming. Yeah, I see that here.
Well, that's interesting.
What's your
good tip on how to mess with the algorithm? That's a really smart way of doing that. Just make a new channel.
It is, so what's your setup for this, anyways? Sorry to interrupt there. You just use a smartphone to film mostly?
I started with an old school smartphone, but now I have my Sony camera. It's a camcorder. So yeah, that's basically why I upgrade. My first upgrade was the AX33, if I'm saying it correctly, and now I got the AX100. It's like more like a professional, so you have more like more settings. You can mess around with lighting. There were so many. That was more like the second upgrade I did, and it was like very expensive. But I can tell you, like it's so worth it because you work every single day with my camera. So
yeah, it's like a 4K film camera. $1,000.
Absolutely.
Oh.
It's quite expensive, but especially when I recently I went to this basically they called it the gaming factory in the Netherlands, where they had like a gigantic collection of arcades. With my old camera, I had some problems with lighting because it's very dark in most arcades.
Yeah.
But with my new camera, I can mess around with the settings and just get like a clear image of the arcade.
Yeah,
it's quite interesting to see. Like
Sony low light is awesome. I actually just recently swapped from my webcam from a Fujifilm to a Sony, and the low light settings are unbelievable by comparison.
Yeah, the A6400, right?
Yes, I bought that from
pretty
Stubbs,
nice. So why not? Well, you did buy it for me. Why not get a mirrorless DSLR compared to this 4K Handycam?
I must say, like, I have been looking into different cameras, but for me, it's like a habit, how you say this. It's like I'm used to this certain kind of cameras. And from that point on, I'm just used to just on the camcorder. I know like some other YouTubers use this on DSLR or on some other brand, but I'm more like, I'm used to this. And I must say, like, with all the extra options, I'm happy. And
yeah. It's like a comfortable glove.
Yeah. Like I say, like my right arm is getting beefcake now because this thing is like 3 times the weight of my AX33. So that's the reason why I'm going to the gym, like only for my right hand, like I can hold my camcorder because it's absolutely.
Well,
you can break your Steam Deck out. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, oh yeah, for the left hand. Oh yeah, and the camcorder.
And the camcorder.
Johnny Bravo.
If you take those comfortable gloves off after you're done, you can send it to one of our patrons who actually does have a thing for used gloves. Now, moving on to other things.
That's a real thing.
Not to call out J Lash. So you have some other channels here too. What is Wicked Racing? Is that just you doing? Oh, you're just doing racing games.
Basically, you need to understand when I'm starting with Wicked Gamer Collector, I have so many different subjects. One of them is like racing wheels. I love it as a child. I grew up with Mad Cat racing wheels for my PlayStation 1 and 64. And I also got myself the Logitech G25, G27. And basically, I ended up buying them all because I'm so interested in racing wheels. It's a new rabbit hole. Basically, like if you're thinking like in Handheld or in Pandora's Box rabbit hole, no. Racing wheels on another level. But I find it so fascinating. And here comes the main problem again with algorithm. I see my videos getting views to get like a little bit more into the specifics of what's the problem. I can see like people coming into my channel by searching to it. But the algorithm says like, oh no, I don't know this. What the hell? What's a wheel? No, I don't want this. And they throw it away. And that's basically what happens. So I decided it has potential. And again, like maybe sometimes some channels will not grow, but I love making videos. That's my main core. I love videos. I love helping people with the choices to maybe find something they will be happy with.
Let me ask you this. What's your current favorite racing wheel right now? Because I have a G29 and I'm pretty in love with the thing with the triple pedals and stuff, right?
I agree. Like
G29, do you? Oh, okay,
yeah. It's the same. I think like I also got the 25, 27, but both of the wheels are a little bit too old, especially when you want to connect them with Windows. But like I think 29 from that, like the newest version has this true. I call it a true boost or something feedback. I must say, like, I still need to find the perfect game that will have like the perfect connection, because there we're going to get the most biggest issue. Like, okay, it's all great. Wow, we got this new force feedback stuff. But if you have an old game, it doesn't really work that way. So,
I haven't tried it on the new Forza yet. Does it work on the new Forza?
Depends what kind of platform. Like another thing I want to review is something that I'm going to wanted to do is like the Brook got this encoder board. They can convert your racing wheel. Doesn't matter like which one. What they told me, I can use it on the PlayStation 5 in the future. So
cool.
I'm curious how this is going to be working out. I think like a lot of people did ask me like, hey, can I use my old G27 on my PlayStation 4? Normally you can't, but this Brook encoder, it's absolutely expensive, but I think it's going to be like quite interesting piece of tech.
Do you think it's more expensive than a new wheel, though?
No, no,
Probably
no,
not,
no, no.
right?
That is crazy. No, 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 no. Much more like it's more expensive if you're looking at the price of a G27 or
Right.
Brook and Coda. It's almost the same price or a little bit more expensive. But again, like it's an investment for yourself.
Right.
So if I'm going to get one, I don't know anything about racing wheels.
Mhm.
If I were to buy just one right now, which one would you recommend?
It depends what you want to play. Like you have like different kind of wheels. Like I
Uh,
got. You should like look it up the racing channel. I have like these cheap wheels
I'm
I
on
picked up for
there.
50 euros, and they're like absolutely amazing.
Really?
I think it was the Logitech Pro Drive. They made it for the PlayStation 2, and it's great. Like
Really?
it works fine. Like for the most people, don't like care about the clutch or they just want to race, like have the
Right.
experience.
I just want the wheel, maybe to hook up to my
Yeah.
PS5 or something.
Yeah,
Oh man, I'm
That's-
I'm at the
that's-
point I got to have the pedals. Like I have to have them.
Really?
Absolutely. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
the pedals.
absolutely.
put the pedal to the
You
metal.
gotta,
Oh, yeah.
especially because they got the paddle shifters on the wheel now. Oh man, it's
Yeah.
so nice.
Well, I'm loving some of these videos on here. You're driving a cucumber car here. This is like my favorite one on the racing channel. I gotta subscribe to all
Yeah.
these. Hold on, Wicked Racing.
Thanks, man.
There's so many channels here. And you have Wicked Dutch Gamer.
Yeah, the
What-
Dutch game is basically made because I did some action videos where I started like, it's time for some action. But basically, like here in the Netherlands and part of Europe, we have the action stores where they sell like cheap stuff. In
Yeah.
the beginning, it was like a lot of like stuff that broke like within like minutes. But nowadays, we do like okay quality, not like high quality,
Right.
but like they had like this
Good.
mechanical keyboard for 20 euro.
Mhm.
And I can tell you, most people still use it after years. And like it's hit or miss with these things, but I review them. I started reviewing for the
Mhm.
Dutch channel just for fun. Like, and
Mhm.
again, like fun channel, like, hey, I can help people out with the Dutch channel. And it's growing, it's doing fine. And I'm more like, I don't know how I can expand it, something I still working on a little bit, but for me, it's like not my main focus at the moment. It's just like a cool channel for helping out people with the action.
Okay. And again for your Dutch audience mainly. So you're based
Yeah.
out of somewhere in the Netherlands?
Yeah, correct.
Nice. Okay. I should have assumed that. From the channel.
That doesn't
name.
matter. Doesn't matter.
Stubbs. I was sitting
I
there like,
can't
okay,
assume
where's he gonna
anything,
go with
'cause
this?
Thor and I-
Is he gonna? What
Thor and
does
I
Stubbs
might-
know about the Netherlands? Let's go.
I don't know anything. But Thor and I could start like an Australian gamer channel, and people will be like, "Oh, you're from Australia," and be like, "No,
No,
oh,
it's just for Australians
you're-
because they get different stuff.
been
than
to
we do.
Australia." No, we've never been. But you are Australian. No.
No,
Okay.
not by
All right.
nature or
Not
by
by
nurture.
not even a
no.
little bit.
Not even
I
not even a
wanna
little
know,
bit. Not even
Wicked,
the tiniest bit Australian.
when are you going to
Oh my
start
god.
Wicked Vacuum Collector? Because I have this top of the line retro vacuum. Listen to that. Oh, it's
Oh, wow.
satisfying. Listen to the beads. They go. Rrrr.
That's impressive.
It's kind of like it brings back this primordial place of hey, you like watching like those bingo balls flying around
Yeah.
when you're playing bingo. It reminds me of that mixed with a little bit of like
Some pachinko.
1950s vacuum culture.
1950, it's not 1960s vacuum culture. 1950s
1950s.
vacuum.
Well,
Oh my
just
god.
this is a quick review. I'm just pitching this because I could be your second reviewer. So you got this that swivels up and down.
We can help
You
you
got
with
the
content.
hose that
I mean,
comes out.
But we do have a problem here.
What?
Like, this thing isn't made for kids, right? Like, this thing is made for
No.
kids.
It's not made for kids.
Look, a grown man's playing with it. An adult human male is playing with it right now.
To Target. I went to Target without my kids, and I bought this with my money that I earned.
Okay.
Because I'm an
I took it
adult. I
home.
can buy cookies. Nobody
I
can
do
stop
whatever
me.
I want, dude. I bought cookies, and I bought this vacuum cleaner, and I took it home, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get it!" And this comes off, and you can pretend you're cleaning off stuff on your desk. And no, this is my daughter's. But
No, so, to be serious, like for a couple of seconds, like that's something people don't realize. Did you know the Copa stuff, or how do you say it in English, Copa, whatever. The thing is, like, when you have like stuff, you basically like you made a lot of channels where like made for kids, and they got basically like killed off. That is like a reason they can like basically like complain, saying like, hey, you make videos for kids. Seriously, like that's the mindset you need to have. Like,
Right.
for example, my nephew asked me, I think it's like 12-year-old, and his English is absolutely great. And he said like, yeah, can we make a video together, like a review? I was like, yeah, but you're still a child.
Yeah.
So we do get rules. Seriously, like recently I saw like a notification of YouTube, like in general notification saying like the rules with not only Copa, but like in general, like what kind of videos can you upload?
Yeah.
If you're going to upload a video with children in it. Let's say even like somebody is like putting something together like a handheld. You need to be careful with YouTube. The rules are crazy, if you ask me. Like it's absolutely you need to be careful what you do.
They changed the algorithm and the monetization rules recently, especially for the monetization of the video. And so now, for people who don't know, there is this laundry list. It is ridiculous of content that you have to sit there and you have to read through it at least 3 times to make sure, that you aren't violating something small and silly. So like recently for the RH Daily and then the Zoo Reviews section, right? So my daughter, that's my daughter's voice saying Zoo Reviews on there. Okay. And I'd be really, really careful with the monetization settings on all of the videos that have that in it, because you have to specifically say there are children in this video.
Yep.
And even if it's just their voice, it still counts.
Yeah. So it's, for example, like I was looking at the Action to coming back to the Dutch store, and they have this toy section, and I was like, hey, the school, you have like these RC cars, and I would love to review them, but it's more like that is going to find basically the thing that I'm more like, should I like review it, or is this more for children? Like I got some headphones. People were asking me, hey, can you check out those like Mario, some other brands like that, but they were like made for kids. It was sending on the box, made for kids. I'm like, nope, not going to review that.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy if you like.
Does it hurt the algorithm, or it's just that it's so strict that it's not worth it?
I think it's strict, and it's more like, let's be honest. Like, if you're going to make a video, you're not even going to mention somebody like, okay, in your case, Thor saying like my daughter's doing the intro. Like, I think most of the time, maybe 9 of 10 times, nobody will give a shit about. But you need to be careful. You just need to be careful to be safe.
That one time you drop an F-bomb in the first 30 seconds of a video and it has a kid in it, then you get demonetized. Especially if you don't hit the right checkbox. Yeah.
I mean, so the only content we swear on is this long form podcast, and we wait after 30 seconds. But even with that, the YouTube algorithm doesn't hurt us, but people will comment sometimes and be like, hey, I listen to this podcast while I'm driving to work and my kid is in the car and you guys are swearing, dropping F-bombs. And it's like, we're sorry, but also like, this is also our outlet. We're doing for us and we get enjoyment out of it. And if you like listening to it, great. But this long form content is strictly where all rules are out the window. Sorry.
We don't go to therapists in America, right? Like men in general. We podcast, right? Like
we podcast.
This is the outlet. This is where we can talk about Stubbs' nipples and my house buying frustrations and stuff like that. And oh, by the way, here's handhelds. It's
and me addicted.
This is
to
our
vacuum
therapy.
Cleaners. Yeah,
and vacuum clean.
Now, Wicked, people say you'll review anything. Would you review this? This is the Bookshelf Retro TV, or have you reviewed it?
I did review the old model.
You did?
Yeah, the old model. Yeah.
Is this the old one or is this the new one?
That's the new one. That's the new one. I think need to pick it up. But the thing is, like, it's pretty nice. Yeah. You smell it.
Now, why don't you do mouthfeels or vent smells? That's been popular lately. Even Bob Wolf.
That's been popular lately.
Mouthfeel.
Yeah, we introduced that.
I'm just gonna say we tried to get Russ to do it, and he was like, "I'm out, can't do it." And we're like, "All right, well, I guess we're gonna take on the mantle then." Now all of a sudden, we see today Bob Wolf is eating Miu Minis. It's like, hey,
put the thing in his mouth.
That's our bit. But Wicked, we're giving you permission to use the bit. So
right.
Just saying, you can put whatever you want in your mouth. You can put anything. You could review this Dino letter label maker.
Whoa. Are you just grabbing random shit off your desk now? Just putting stuff in your mouth?
Take this, Bob. Come on our podcast, Bob. I don't know what's wrong with me. Do you have anything you want to shill today?
Ooh. Is it shill time already? Let's shill.
Any promo stuff you want people to get excited for, or devices you're excited about?
I must say, like,
no.
He's like, no, I'm exhausted. I'm completely exhausted.
I came on here just to chat with you guys, not to.
I just want to hang out. I don't want to talk about any stupid electronics from China.
I must say, like, I do got some news, and it's more like in something I'm working on. To begin with, like the Wicked Brain Fart channel, I was starting about coming back to the channel stuff.
Mhm.
I've been thinking about it. Like, I started the channel, and it was more like testing out channel. I must say, like, I'm done with testing and having brain farts. So I want to like rebrand the channel. I think
Mhm.
it's the second time I'm doing it. Yeah, I want to make it like the Wicked Package from China. And the
Ooh.
reason
My favorite.
yeah,
That's why I say favorite when you say that.
and the reason why I wanted to do this is just I want to like just to check out some different products. Let's put it that way. Like there are so many products that are way interesting sometimes than like the cheap China $15 handhelds. Like recently I found this the how do you call this, AirBuds or the Apple AirPod things from Lenovo, and I did some research. I do like just buying them. Like they're cheap. Some of them sound pretty damn good. For example, the Dutch channel I reviewed them from the Action, and I must say, like, people do like them, and I can see like people also, like, you get like a different kind of audience, and I think that is what I wanted to do with that channel too. I don't want to talk about like pink vacuum cleaners, but you know, like there will be some restriction.
That'll be my thing, so that's fine.
The way you just slipped that fine in there, fine. Like, just
That's fine. That'll be fine. Well,
I'm attacked right now.
It's immediately not friends. No, we want to have you on again. This is already too much fun. But your Wicked Brain Fart is where you drop your sort of random thoughts, right? Like just stuff that doesn't really fit in on your other channels. You're like, well, I just want to talk about this N64 game or this Android TV box. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's more like it's more like a second channel. Basically, I made it for fun facts. Like I started the channel as a gaming channel, and I realized, look, nobody when does it give a shit about the retro games, like
let's
gameplays,
and
but it's more like it's overcrowded. It's overcrowded with gameplays and the stuff that I really like. For example, Mugen is one of those things. Like Mugen, people do say something like, we could bring back Mugen. It's a lot of fun, but Mugen, it's another niche. You know, like if I'm going to put that on a Brain Fart channel, it's going to be a niche inside a niche, and you know, like. And I just need to find, and people keep saying to me, like, I have no idea what you're doing with the brain fart. Yeah, me neither. Like, having a brain fart, so I just called it that.
That's why it's
know?
called brain farts. Come on, everybody. So your brain farts isn't necessarily to grow the algorithm. It's more like just what you're doing because you want to, because you're passionate about it.
True. Like my main passion, that's kind of weird to say, but I love making videos.
Really?
I
guess.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
No, it's like the passion. Like I think it was like I'm 15 years old. I was starting making, I think, music videos on.
Cool.
It was back in the day. I think still YouTube. Think about Dragon Ball Z with Eye of the Tiger and stuff like. I still own the original files. Like at the tiger. Oh yeah. Nowadays. And you have like Goku charging up, you know, like stuff like that. Don't sing too much. You get copyright strike. You know, like seriously, like I'm not joking. I am not joking, by the way. But the thing is, like, I started with like editing, and I didn't do a lot with it. I did it like for maybe 20 years or so. You know, I like doing it now, but now it's more like for the different approach. And of course, YouTube has been changed so much. Like I know, like a lot of people around me like wanted to start YouTube or did have a channel, but they stopped because they're like complaining all the time about the rules. I'm more like, it's not like it was back in the day. Like, of course, you can upload everything. But it's good there are rules now, so you do have like know what you can upload and what can. So
I mean,
there's a lot.
Back in the day, you could put up literally any horrendous thing that you wanted to, and like keep it private and just share it with your friends. Like, you know, we put up videos of our 4th of July because I live in the Midwest of America, and we blow stuff up and have guns and stuff like that, and that's not meant for the public eye. That's for sharing friends. But one of my buddies, because every other word out of his mouth is the F word, did get a video taken down on YouTube for shooting a gun and saying fuck like 70 times in 3 minutes, right?
It's so crazy, man.
It was a private video that finally made it through their analysis algorithm, and it said something to the tune of this video has been taken down for blah 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 reasons.
To the tune of. Now that's a phrase that needs to make a comeback. I love that phrase. To the tune of, and that's the correct context. I am so Thor. You just made my day right there.
That made your day. That's what it took. All right.
To the tune of, yeah. Oh man, now I'm thinking of tuna. Now I had a brain fart. Damn you both. So Wicked Brain Fart
Tuna
has
salad
almost
sandwiches.
16K.
Let's go.
Wicked Brain Fart has almost 16K subscribers, and your main channel is up to almost 140K subscribers. That's nuts.
Congratulations on
and
that,
then
man.
burying.
Thanks.
Making it over that 100K hump specifically. Oh my gosh. We've talked to many YouTubers that obviously that's, it's 100K. That's a nice round number, but just making it over that hump is so huge. So congratulations on all
huge.
that. You
They
deserve
send
it.
you the plaque and you have it on your wall somewhere, mantle.
No, they didn't send me one.
What?
YouTube?
You want to get into the subject because it's more.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
I
do
want to
actually.
get into this.
You want to get into
about
this?
it? Let's
Guess
talk
what, man?
about it.
We have time.
This is the place for it.
Okay. It's so simple. So the way how it goes, like personally, I didn't really care about the plaque. Like to be honest, I'm more like like fun. I don't have any room to basically put it. Not to be. Yeah, it's been like okay, it's cool to have it, but people were hyping it up, and I'm like it's cool. Like I really personally more care about the people behind the number than basically actually getting something on my wall,
Right.
And especially when people like dropping comments, it's like it's just motivation. That's basically motivating me, like to keep moving on with all those videos. So, but yeah, in the end, like I got to 100K, didn't get any message whatsoever. I think they were like changing the systems. Normally, you get like this message, didn't get a message, so I contact them. And yeah, they said like, yeah, you need to get to the customer service or like the communication that we have every single like YouTuber. So I went to the communication, and the first time it was doing around like a time they were quite busy, so it took me a very long time to get in touch with them.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got in touch, they were very clear. I must say like the communication with YouTube in general is absolutely great. Nothing to complain there. But they said to me like, in general, like they picked the basic text stating that you have some rules you need to follow, and if you don't follow those, you're not going to get any, like say, plaque, whatever.
Okay.
I'm more like, okay, so it can be like a million things. So I did some research, a lot of research, and I did like see another YouTuber had this issue. It's a general issue, and they also like there's another kind of funny. He said like after 3 months you can reapply. I'm like okay, so I changed some things out. I think it was the logo. I think maybe that is offensive or something. I have this little devil head, like don't know. So I did apply again, and they said again like with the same story. Like they were like super fast replying. I think it was a week or so, even over a couple of days. But they said like sorry, you're not you can apply again over 3 months, but you're not going to get a plaque. And I was more like, I found somebody who make these things. Like I think somewhere, and I'm like, should I order? Should I just order one myself and put it on my wall? But I'm like, like what's the point? Like that makes it's more like a personal thing.
Fuck you. That's the point. Screw you.
Yeah, but I think. Yeah. I'm more like, I know like you can try to diss YouTube or stuff like that. I'm more like, why should I? Is it worth it? No. I'm more like, I'm into this for.
Yeah, but I mean,
it feels
when you take a look at the list and like you get to 648 or something like that, I think it would just be like, don't be Dutch, right? Like that's the real reason, right? They just.
I don't like your voice. I think
no plaque for you. No plaque for you.
No plaque.
No plaque. Say that a third time, or we'll get demonetized from Seinfeld.
No, but the thing is like I don't have any hard feelings. I don't have any hard feelings. Of course, like I had like a very rough time for 6 months, but I'm more like I've reached the point I need to live with it. And I was thinking about like maybe removing videos. I think maybe this can be like the problem, but I think I think it's finding a problem that maybe that was not there. Like the only thing I can maybe do is like delete all of my videos, replying and saying, "Hey, is this a solution? I have no videos now."
Check this out. No content. Or like, but I have almost 200,000 subscribers.
So uploading one single video where me explaining why I should have a plaque, like that would be funny, but that would be like also like destroying my channel at the same time. Or like, yeah, it would. Nah, but it's kind of weird. Like if you're going to be like reaching the 100K, working like over 6 years or for something like that, or like you're reaching it, and people saying, "Oh, you get your plaque," and you need to do so much effort. Like the effort alone, I was more like, that is absolutely crazy. And I know like a lot of channels who do similar content, absolutely the same. Well, like they get their plaque. So I was more like they just hate me or something like that. But I have no idea what that's wrong. So I've reached the point more like, whatever.
Well, See, I feel like once we get to 100K, if we ever get to 100K, which I think we will, we're gonna have that age old fight of we need 2 plaques, all right? Because otherwise,
Yeah.
Stubbs and I, according to the law, have to meet in the middle of America and fight to death over the plaque. So,
Well,
you know.
yeah, like we tell people when they send us review units, it's like you got to send 2. They're like, why? Well, because we're 2 reviewers
'Cause there's
who
2
do
of
things
us.
co-op. We're a co-op channel. In fact, we're like
Yeah.
we're like a quadruple channel. There's multiple of us now.
Yeah.
And so they're like, what? I'm like, yeah. Otherwise, Thor and I have to fight to the death to see who can review it. You understand that, right?
About the play button, I think I have a solution for you for that. What I know,
Cut it in half.
correct me. I hope the thing is like no, not cut in half. You can basically like pay YouTube. You get an extra discount code or an extra code, and you can basically get 2 plaques on one channel, something like that. I read it somewhere between the lines.
Well,
could both have
I'm
a
ready to go to
plaque.
war about it. So
Mm-hmm.
I
could
will have
replace my Stranger
that
Things
plaque
poster.
on my wall. Did you get a Stranger Things
I-
poster?
You can only see half of 11. There she
I
is.
just see a crotch.
there.
That's,
No.
you should change that angle.
Yeah, I probably should. It's a cool poster.
Yeah. There he goes. He actually did it. Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's a good one.
I got it at a garage sale for 50 cents. I thought it was
Really?
pretty freaking cool. Yeah, I was like, you know what kind of matches the vibe of the man cave
With
here.
the plexiglass and everything?
Everything already came. The plexiglass is broken along the bottom. You can't tell from back here.
No judgment.
You know, my wife was like, how much you want for this? My husband would love this. And she's like, I don't know, 50 cents. Really? I mean,
Cool.
that freaking frame alone is 30, 40 bucks.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, but it's
I'm pretty
broken.
stoked with
So.
that. Well, it is a little busted. That doesn't bother me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh well. Gosh, now I had another brain fart. Oh, yeah. So how do you have?
Welcome back to Brain Fart, the podcast.
Welcome back to Brain Fart Podcast, where Wicked is rubbing off on me. How do you have time to do so many videos? You're running 7 channels. Just do you have a family? Do you have kids, responsibilities, day job? I mean, what's the deal?
Now, to begin with, I'm doing it alone. Me, myself, and I. You know, that's the thing. And yeah, basically, like, I do have responsibilities, but I'm doing this full time. So that's the reason I can make so many different videos.
Yeah.
And of course, like putting a schedule together, like if you're going to do YouTube for a very long time, you know how you're going to be editing. You're going to be faster at everything.
Yeah.
And that's basically like, for example, like I have this pile of SNES and I think it's NES, SNES, and Sega stuff like laying around. So basically I stack everything up and I record everything in one go.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I have everything by hand. So the camera is ready, CRT is ready. So I can basically start recording. So I think my top is 10 videos in one single day, to give you an idea, like how fast.
Wow.
So you just
Yeah.
we're entering the review format here on this channel, right? And we just filmed our first review, and we did it wrong because we did it
wrong
here on Riverside, and so I had like 60 video clips to assemble into one thing instead of cutting one series of videos up, and it just took fucking forever. It took way too long.
Yeah, and then we did the voiceovers while we were recording the video clips, and then we realized we were severely hampered in the editing
Amateur
process.
hour
like crap,
over here.
because I have some horrible looking gameplay of me just failing at Cuphead. But that's the footage we have to use because that's what the voice is attached
That's
to.
what we recorded. Yeah.
You know, I guess.
I think it's a learning curve. I think that's you're already seeing it. It's your first time, so basically you need to like get, and especially I don't know if you're going. Are you both going to basically like making run your review? So having like 2 people having. How do you see? Yeah.
We're doing some solo reviews too for smaller stuff. You know, like the Kinhank arcade stick back there. I'm going to record that later today, and then
I have
I'll do that solo,
Steam
and then
dock that I'm soloing as well.
Yeah, and then Thor's doing a Steam Deck dock, and then we're going to together do a Retroid Pocket 3 review today.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
And it's just we're figuring it out, man. We're kind of stumbling our way through it, but we have these things that are starting to show up on our doorstep, and we're like, how do we work this into the long form podcast? We don't. Like, it's just awkward. And
right.
We've tried in the past and it never feels right. So now we're like, okay, we need to make these separate contained videos like what you're doing. And we're just learning as we go.
I think like for sure.
But I think if you want to speed it up, like there are basically, in my opinion, two different ways you can record. Like the first one is like doing like just talking and basically doing your video at the same time. That will
Mhm.
save you so much time. I also did it differently. Like I watched some other channels, and I was thinking, hey, I know like I can make more in depth videos, and
Mm-hmm.
I know like if you go into voiceover, you go into video clip. Also, that is going to be a challenge. For example, I went to this arcade company. I think it's new 2 years ago. It was my first company. I asked the guys, like, "Hey, can I make some reviews about your cabinets? I'm just generally interested about arcade." And this guy
Yeah.
had like basically every single model. Think about one single player bar tops, full size arcade, and a virtual pinball.
Yeah.
And but I started recording, never did it before. But in my mind, I basically needed to basically start working on the script just to say, okay, what do I want to film? What do I want to show? And
Get
what
your
do I want to
shots ready.
explain?
Yeah.
And that's going to be, I think that's even like the next level. Now I've done it so much that I can basically like work through a convention, record everything, I come home, and within an hour I can make the video because I
Oh,
know
that's
exactly
cool.
what I want to say. So and that's the thing, like that's the skill you will develop as a reviewer. So you just, and that's the reason I can make so much videos. Of
Wow.
course, if I'm going to make more in depth, like Ross from Retro Game Core channel, he makes so in depth videos, especially when testing.
Yeah.
That consumes so much time. Like especially when you need to
Right.
set everything up. That's just
Well,
sometimes a
he always
nightmare.
tells us that he spends about 20 hours per video recording, filming, and editing, which seems high, but at the same time, his end result, can't be argued with.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but that
I think we
yeah,
spent 20 on our Win 600 review, easy, or at least you did, Thor. Uh, and our, but a lot of that was learning curve for us.
yeah.
So I think
yeah, but that's
we
the thing.
want to get
Yeah,
it down to like 4 hours, hopefully.
yeah, but it's
Well,
cool.
and
Like it's cool. Yeah.
eventually we're going to get to the point with the reviews and stuff where we're going to have to do the ultra niche stuff like 4K pinball machines, right? Like, which I love. Like
Well,
I'm so deep into this, and I'm buying a house and stuff. I'm so deep into this. I'm looking at arcade and pinball machines, and they're going, it's only $5,000. I mean,
right.
oh, it's only $3,800 for an arcade machine. Yeah.
I'm thinking here right now, like we're reviewing this little GON charger. It's a little
Oh
retro
my gosh,
35 GON charger. 35 watt. The face lights up depending on what type of power it's doing, power delivery,
Cool.
or so we're like, how do we review a charger?
Yeah, but that's the thing. I like you
is
can
it
do things,
garbage?
or you can. Yeah, you can just
It's
basically like.
good.
I think you just need to make videos. You can do some research, but the problem in doing research with other channels that you're going to find yourself like even
Right.
getting a bigger challenge because you're looking at other people saying, "Oh, he does this. Oh, he does that." Of course, you can make your first video way better than you should normally do,
Mm-hmm.
but I think you just need to do it. I think you just need to
Just
record
do
it.
it.
Think, yeah,
Yeah.
trust
Roll
your
up your
gut.
sleeves.
Just saying like view it, and like some people like basically cut it in half, like talks about transistors and all the stuff that is inside this thing, and
Yeah.
like I think ET Prime did an interesting part with these. I think it was with the Steam Deck and something. What? Oh yeah, power banks. That was it. It's power banks and Steam Deck. And he had this
Yeah.
that is a piece of equipment where he basically shows where basically how much power it draws from the power bank and what
Mhm.
was the how
Yep.
long you can use it. It's quite
Yeah.
interesting. I never knew like there was something like that out there. So I learned something new. But again, yeah, that's a
That's what it's all
different way to
about.
approach it.
Well,
Yeah.
power draw is
Yeah.
always
And so,
important. Battery life in
Hmm.
general is important. Even like the transistor size on the
mhm.
SoC is important, like for efficiency and stuff like that. There's so many. That's something to juggle. Like when we're talking on the podcast, I have to stop myself from being really, really, really technical and diving into
Hmm.
Moore's law and all that kind of stuff because all of these things are really important. Like I know it's so niche, but being able to pinpoint how long a battery life is going to last is actually really, really, really important in a review, I think.
True that, absolutely. And again, like
Yeah.
it's depending like how far you're going to deep dive in the rabbit hole. Like if you're going to put every single subject and you're going to talk
Mhm.
about every single little thing, you're going to get like a 50-minute video, and then you need to ask
Right.
yourself who's really caring about it.
Right.
And again, like there are some other YouTubers, like Russ did. The funny thing is about Russ is like he talks about so many different subjects, but he basically like narrows it down this way that he has
It's
his
interesting.
videos are not super long at all, but they are like very interesting.
Well,
Like
it's so
like this.
yeah, and it's so interesting that if he does a 60-minute video, that it will get watched. I will
Yeah.
watch
Mhm.
his entire review of 60 minutes on the Steam Deck. He could go longer even. We'd probably still be watching that. So that's really good to know. We keep ours try to keep it under 15 minutes as best we can. That's our goal. It's kind of
Because
going to
we're
waver
ADD.
around that because we get bored fast. We're like, buy
Am I
And there's
talking
also-
too much?
the Shark Geek
I wish-
Charger. It's beautiful.
I should probably like release
It's colorful.
cutting
It's not a
room
Macintosh.
footage of all of our cross chatter from that last review episode that we did, where we're sitting there going, "Man, this thing's pretty cool, but fuck that battery life," you know, and just bitching for 20 minutes
It's
with
the
the
worst.
recording still on, and then one of us
Hey.
goes, "Oh, are we still recording?"
Yeah, I know. You know, battery life, the Ioneo Air
Oh
is
God,
got to be the worst battery life device I've ever had.
but-
But it's a
Worse
really
than the
nice, it's like
Thumby?
the nicest device I've ever had too.
I did it like, to be honest, like I watched a couple of videos and I would love to review it, but I know like watching those videos more like, okay, for me it's already like a bummer to getting it. Like I know the battery life sucks, so it's a portable device that has sucky battery life. Like what? Like it's a portable device. Do you need to get yourself a power bank or what? You know, like, and that's the thing. Like
Yeah,
this is the
I
point.
know.
This is the point that really here comes the China stuff. This is the point that pisses me off. I'm more like, why do you make this? Like, and now we're going to get the Pro and the Pro 1 and the Pro 2 and the Pro XL. Yes, now we're going to get the Pro XL Deluxe. Oh, hoo, we got now like 50 minutes more battery life.
right?
Hooray, we've done it.
Yeah. Now, but think like, of course, the
Try to take it through
limitation
the
will be
airport. You got battery banks on you, and they think it's a bomb.
Everywhere.
No, I need it for my Ioneo.
I was telling Thor last night because he was asking, he's like, well, how is it? I'm like, well, first impressions are it's the most beautiful device I've ever had. Like, it's just the most top tier feeling device ever with the most atrocious experience because I get this anxiety, immediate panic when I turn it on, like, and I watch. You can watch the battery life die just as you're using
Seriously?
it.
Ugh.
Wow.
Hour
That
and a
is
half,
depressing.
you know, and
That's
it's
really
like,
depressing.
so you got to leave it charged in, but then it gets hot when it's plugged in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no.
But how much? I completely forgot. How much was the freaking thing? I think.
Well,
how
I got
much- how much was-
so I spent the least money possible. It's $500 for the Ioneo Air Lite. So I'm getting the
Okay.
8 gigs, 128 hard drive, 128 gigs hard drive, and yeah, it's gonna have the smallest battery, but it's also the cheapest. So $500.
Yeah.
That's about as high as I want to go for that model.
I have a question for you. Like, you want to review it. Like, you see this jungle of handhelds. What do you think of the upcoming handhelds when you're looking at like Windows PC stuff? You know, like Steam Deck. I loved it. Like, it was super exciting because it's Steam. I love Steam.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, when you're looking at all the brands, like, look how many. I think the One X player is the king of like bringing out the same handheld with different specs.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'd have
Yeah,
to
and
agree
they
with-
have the
1X
One
Fly
X.
looks-
They have the Mini coming as
Yeah.
well. One
Yeah.
X Mini, or what
Mini
is it?
Pro.
What's it called? Mini Pro. That's what it is.
The Pro,
Yeah.
yeah. The Pro.
which
But again, like
Yeah.
the thing that really I wanted to review them, but that's more like, okay, why should I buy an AMD version that the 11th generation Intel is basically better? You know, like
Right.
for me, like I'm looking at it, like I'm not going to spend 8,000 euros on devices that like nobody will give a shit about. That's a little bit, that's the problem that I'm facing now. Like they release so much stuff and they are so expensive. I'm more like, do people really care about the AMD version? Because oh wait, tomorrow the new Intel 12th generation coming out, for example.
so many
And
SKUs.
it's you know, like it's frustrating, but also I think like it's not only for the reviewers frustrating, but also for the people buying. But I think if you're going to buy something like that's so expensive, you spend your hard-earned money on it.
Yeah.
You're thinking, oh man, like I'm so happy I got this One X player, and like 2 months later, oh wait,
There's a
yeah,
new one.
oh you got the new one, yeah, you got the old
Yeah.
one, yeah, good for you. And
Well,
Yeah.
these companies, we've talked about it. We've bitched about it before. There's so many SKUs. There's so many versions of the same product, even that it's.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine one reviewer trying to tackle all of them and review all of them
it.
and compare all of them. Oh my gosh, Aya
Too
and
much.
AYN and. I mean, and then you have all of the side competitors. Logitech has that new Android handheld coming out, and it's just so many devices, and people only want to know, like, can I play PS2 on it? Like that
That's
is
all that
the
matters.
most asked
True.
question
true.
in
Yeah,
retro
I-
handhelds in the community is, can it play PlayStation 2? That's it.
Yeah, I must say that I'm excited about Logitech because Logitech, I understand like it's a combination of different companies making this.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to see that we have like an official company now basically like getting into the handhelds, like beside of course Valve. But I think like it's kind of interesting, and it's working on Android. If I'm recalling it, it had a Snapdragon
720
770,
G.
720.
720G. Yeah.
So yeah, the question remains like, of course, like what can we play with it? And again, like the PlayStation
Hmm.
2 question is going to be, of course, obvious. But I think like the reason people ask about PlayStation 2, I did some reviews about PlayStation 2. Like think about general unboxings, how can you upgrade your PlayStation 2, you name it. There's so many cool things, and those videos do perform very well. And the
Do they?
reason why, because it's still kicking, it's just this alive and kicking. People really love PlayStation 2. I got like an amazing time with it when it came out, and still love playing on it. It's of course like some games don't really look that great anymore, but still it's a cool system. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think people are so focused on mobile, on PS2 or GameCube in your hand, right? That they're willing to go
Hmm.
far enough to buy an Aya Neo Air and then have, have that 90-minute battery life max out, right?
Hmm.
Just to be able to
Yeah.
play
It's
Yeah.
GameCube
tough.
on the go. And
It's tough,
then
but this.
you have all these
Yeah.
other handhelds that even if they're technically available, you can't get, like the AYN Odin, like so many
Yeah.
other things that are so powerful, but
Right.
they either don't like exist, like they're not purchasable, or they're outrageously expensive, which I love Aya's products
Yeah.
for the final build quality. But like I just
Hmm.
had to send my Next back for warranty work because the power button and the volume button broke off inside the console. It's like that's a
And
$1,500 console, man.
yeah,
Jeez
Wow.
my
That's
retro power 2021, I just had to send in too because it won't boot anymore.
Yeah,
wow. Yeah. That is. That, I think like
it's
that
a
is
lot of
another
money.
like. But about like let's talk about this the subject of warranty. That is a great interesting thing. I was
Hmm.
Yeah,
recently like thinking about like I buy like from AliExpress like crazy. Like sometimes I can still remember there was a day like they come with this freaking like gigantic pile of stuff because I order so much sometimes, and
yeah,
I still want to do like a live stream in the future because that was so much fun.
Yeah.
But the thing is like when you're looking at it like buying cheap stuff, like I know some cheap stuff, it's like a gamble, and if it's bad you can just
hmm,
dispute it and get your money back.
right,
But I think I that was a very long time ago. I got this product like it cost like 300 euros, and I got it like I think it was a TV box or something. And I was just playing around with it, messing around with it, and after making the video, it died off. And I was more like, shit, man, this is a shitload of money. Like it's not only like thinking about myself, more like what if
yeah,
people like buy this? We got this warranty of like I think it's 30-day warranty when you're shipping out or something like that, and 15-day again when you
yeah,
basically like saying, hey, I got the package. But in the end, like the warranty is absolutely garbage from AliExpress.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Amber, I must give Amber Nick some extra kudos. I got some problems with my Win 600. The display like went completely apeshit. Didn't do anything. So I sent them a message, and I was completely like quite pissed off. I'm like, damn it! Like I got that working like 30 minutes. I just set it up. Like everything was just set it up, and then
yeah,
I make a couple of part of the videos, and it just died off. But they sent me like a new. I need to pay like $1 for the shipment, and they sent me with
hmm,
DHL. They sent me like priority, like a new display.
Wow.
yeah.
And I'm like, wow, okay. So this, I must give Amber Nick like some extra
Oh,
kudos for that.
and
So yeah,
Burnix. Yeah, and Burnick in particular has been good for me as well. Anytime I have a dispute, I'm able to get it figured out, resolved. Um,
And they're getting
in
their
fact, a
shit
lot of these
together too
companies,
on their handheld designs as well. Finally,
yeah, yeah, they are.
the Win
Yeah, I'm seeing
600, like
more.
we just did the review. It's kind of hit and miss. The price to performance
mm-hmm.
isn't there, but
It's true,
this
true.
they put out the 1 terabyte 16 gigabyte version, and then
Mm-hmm.
the next couple of devices like the 353V, people are going to love that thing. All right, people love the RG
Yeah,
351V, they're going to love the 353V. And then what's the other one, the 505?
505, yeah, and the
Yeah,
mini.
so they're finally going back to some of the smaller stuff because the
mm-hmm.
552 didn't do too well and the Win 600 didn't do too well, unfortunately, even though they're both great
Yeah,
handhelds for their reasons. But like
Mhm.
the Aya Neo Air, the 552's battery was bad, bad, bad,
yeah,
bad.
That's the frustrating part, And again, going back to that Air, just God, that OLED display, I can't get over how beautiful it
Yeah,
looks.
you are
I'm
you are
so
an
tortured
OLED
by that
I think like
person.
design.
if you look, but this
Oh,
is a great example. We never have reached the point, basically the limitation of the batteries. Like we got these amazing
Yeah,
batteries that they made, but I think now we're going to reach like the devices, the PCBs, the chips, everything. It's like everything is getting drawing so much power
yeah,
that they don't like. And they try to make a budget because the batteries. I understand batteries is one of those most expensive parts you need to put in a freaking like handheld. And I think here you can see the limitations. Like the Air is like a great example with the battery life. I completely don't understand why they just ship it. I'm more like, ask like a little bit more money and put a better battery in if you can.
Yeah.
But I understand they want to make profit. They basically want to like get a good price. I understand the situation, but I'm more like, I don't know how it's in other countries, but I think if Logitech cannot make something that is worth buying, why should you even make it? I think.
Well, it's so expensive. I mean, the IA devices and the Logitech device, the G Cloud thing, it's so expensive for what it does, in my opinion. Sorry,
Yeah.
but geez, Pete, it's $300 on pre-order, $300 American dollars, and then $350 once it launches, right? So there's a price bump immediately upon launch. It's like, no, wait a minute. What are people getting for $350? I mean, that's Switch OLED money, you know?
Right.
What are you talking about?
Needs to be $200.
Yeah.
Like I think like the price. Yeah.
99.
Yeah, but that's. Yeah, but I think that's the debatable. Like it's just like I think it's more like personal. Like what do you want to play with it? What do you want to do with it? And again, we are spoiled. We are spoiled with so many different options up to the point that it's absolutely ridiculous what we can choose from. Like if you have, let's say, like there was only like Steam Deck, we're only having like, let's say, an AGen Neo, or like of Odin, and like maybe 6-7 brands. Then you have like a couple of items you can choose from. But now there are so many, like the Embernick, the PowKiddy, or I need to say it correctly, PowKiddy. That's the way I was supposed to say it.
Really?
PowKiddy. PowKiddy.
That's how you're supposed to say it?
PowKiddy.
PowKiddy.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Southern preacher or something.
Yeah, dude.
We got PowKiddy. Here we go.
Amen.
Oh boy.
Amen.
You ever seen that PowKiddy? PowKiddy.
Okay, you just need to say like PowKiddy with performance. Come on, do something cool with it.
Kitty, we ever seen that RGB20S, no Wi-Fi, Cheeto Steve bullshit? I ain't never seen anything like that, man. Come on
wait a
down.
minute.
Why they take the Wi-Fi out? I don't know.
That reminds me, today is the 24th. Is the X18S V2 out yet? Did that ever drop?
No. They said many devices are dropping in September. They said the X18S in black. They said the X28 is dropping.
Mm-hmm.
They said the what's the other ones? There's other ones.
There's so many other
Where
ones.
are they?
Well, they're not going to disappoint us this time, is what they said.
I don't know. Broken promises.
I'm going to get you a horse. I'm going to turn you into a cowboy yet.
We got Kitty. My neighbors are like outside the window, just like, what?
What are they into?
Is going on? What kind of cult rituals are happening in that household? The fucking gnomes that are
an old West
stuck in my
cult,
attic are just.
But you have your broken X18 sitting there, just PowKiddy.
Oh, PowKiddy, PowKiddy. Just going in circles, making my family chant. What are we doing,
Oh my
Dad?
gosh.
Shh. We're summoning something.
Well, you know what I think it's time for?
What?
I think it's time for a little shit talk lightning round. That's right. So for Wicked,
lightning round.
who may not know, we toward the end of an episode, we instead of like celebrating life, right, celebrating joy, we find something to bitch about. And my current bitch about this community in general, besides x86 devices having horrible battery life, totally called that, even the Steam Deck, as I would have to say that it's really frustrating that developers keep saying that certain devices are going to be out at certain times, and then crickets. Nothing. Just nothing. Right? Like a company like Logitech could not get away with that. Steam, Nintendo, right? The KTR1, Steam, Valve, Nintendo, Microsoft, if they said something was going to come out like in October, for instance, and then November hit and they didn't say anything, they could not get away with it like all of these companies do. It's insane, man. It's insane how many devices
people would tear down Nintendo
promised.
of America headquarters brick by brick.
Oh,
if that
it'd be in flames. It'd be in flames.
Yeah. Be done. But yet, PowKiddy or any number of these other companies, Miu, saying, "Hey, it's going to be out. We're going to have
P60
the launch on this date."
Perfect example.
Yeah, it's going to be out in July. Boom, nothing. Crickets.
Nothing.
They say another thing. Hey, it's going to be out this. Nothing. Another deadline missed. They don't communicate to at least to their Western or international fans, it seems like. Maybe they're communicating locally. I don't know.
Right, but we would know. We have enough moles now on like QQ and Baidu and stuff like that. We would know
The retro moles
immediately. Yeah, the retro moles. That's what. Yeah, I'm getting T-shirts made now. Like, come on now. But no, the retro moles. Like the moment the P60 got canceled and then uncanceled, I had people in my DMs. So they know. But they just refuse to announce. Oh God, get rid of it! I hate it so much.
I'm gonna be your retro owl, Thor. This is me.
You look like
the factories.
You look like
to get news.
If Hawkman had a drug problem. That's what that makes me think of, right? Like if I'm just out
on the up and up, man,
at the gas station.
No, I've been clean for years now.
You've been clean. You've been so clean.
I haven't touched a retro handheld in like 5 years, man. I don't touch the stuff. I don't touch the stuff. See, if you're a businessman, you can't be a user of the product. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Listen to him. All right, Wicked, do you have anything? What do you have? You have anything to complain about? Anything you don't like?
The only thing that frustrates me really is that they're like releasing too many. I'm more like, keep it slow, just like focus on your products. Embernick is basically, like, in my opinion, still the king of like doing so many different handhelds. I love the RG, like the naming to begin with, like the RG 351V. Yeah, that was it. I really loved it. I'm like, like they made some amazing products, but like then we're having PowKiddy. Like, give me some praise. Come on, to begin with, PowKiddy praise. Can you give me? Stop. PowKiddy.
There it is.
Thank you. And it's more like with the PowKiddy.
We're doing some V90. You ever use that V90? You got to take the tweezers. You got to take a little film off the screen. Why does it come with a screen protector like that when you got to open up the little screws and take it off? Take a little stupid little screen protector. You're going to get little scratches on there. It's my stuff. PowKiddy. Okay, sorry.
That's I want a review format like that now. I need that specifically.
Review format lightning round. Let's go.
But yeah, like PowKiddy, like the weird thing with PowKiddy, it's more like it feels like sometimes they rebrand stuff. Like they grab something from a factory and just slap some PowKiddy on it, and then and sometimes they create something unique and we're like, oh, they made something pretty good. So I think that is more like kind of weird. Like everybody expects to have like a certain brand. And like, hey, they're going to create products. So they buy something. For example, the X70. I got this product in with like 5 broken pixels. Like,
oh no.
Who does that? Yes, 5 broken pixels. We live in 2020. What the hell? Like 2022. Why do I have like 5 freaking like,
drive me crazy.
But the thing is, like, how is that possible? Like, you spent like a lot of money on it, and that's unbelievable. So I did like ask the seller what he thinks of it, and the seller said like, oh, okay. And I'm like, it's not okay. You bring a brand new product with that pixels. Like, what the hell? Like, not 1, 2, but 5. And that's also the way they sometimes do it. Like PowKiddy. Like, everybody think, oh, PowKiddy RGB 20, or they call it. They were like, oh, some of them are super good, super great. I love them. And they bring some shit stain called X70 with a lot of problems and poor damn emulation. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. I
skipped that one. Yeah, no.
Great. Like, I'm always hoping that people see my videos and don't buy it. And I'm like, you see it? It's crap. Please don't buy it. That's the reason why I started making these crappy product reviews, because people were buying them from. Yeah, but seriously, like people were looking on Wish, on AliExpress.
People vote with their wallets, man.
So... Yeah. But if you're going to buy it, use his affiliate link. If you're going to, if you have to. But if you're going to,
but
if you
funny,
as well.
Like fun fact, like some people watch the video, they see that it's so bad you don't need to buy it, and they still buy it.
Still go, and you get the.
And I'm like, why did you buy it?
I know you did it. Thank you for the money, but I know you did it. All right. Why? I told you not to do it.
Some people see a train wreck and they see an opportunity. They see a challenge. They want to see if they can overcome the horribleness.
Yeah.
And maybe they can do something unique with it. I mean, dude, the Win 600 is a classic case of that. It was panned everywhere, and then people are starting to find uses for it. Like, wait a minute, hold on. We can actually extend the battery life out if we do this, and this. They find these use cases. So it's like, don't buy it, but actually now people are like, kind of buy it.
The Win 600 saving grace was Windows, just in general.
Right.
You know, if it had come with Linux, no way, no, pass, absolutely
Done.
not. No, hell no. I mean, even with like Steam OS and stuff like that, with Proton layering through and all that crap, it still wouldn't have been anywhere near as good as the Steam Deck.
Amazing.
And then they basically made the thing to market it to China so they could have a Steam Deck in China that wasn't, because they couldn't get a real Steam Deck, right? So what are you going to do? Oh, we're going to be the first ones to market, and then we're going to leave out the SD cards. So fuck it, let's go.
Well, yeah, I know. I want to know what PowKiddy is going to do for their Windows handheld. That's the one I'm waiting for news on, because they showed off an interesting design.
I don't have.
If they can get that, dude, if they can get that under $200 though, a Windows handheld, 150, 175.
How is that? But how is that like something to look forward to? Like I don't like what a $199 Windows handheld
for the novelty of the price point for one. What can people do on a chipset?
So you can use TurboTax on it. What do you? I mean, you're not running Doom on a $198 PowKiddy Windows handheld.
Have you considered? Have you considered the fact that you can use an x86 handheld as a second monitor, for instance, to like when you're doing productivity stuff like spreadsheets? Did you know you can open you can have like 40,000 rows open,
but
you
if
can scroll
but
to
I can
fingers,
just buy a second
get an
monitor.
OLED display. No, well, for like $150, or you can get one that's a second monitor and it plays video games. Do you understand? It's a productivity gaming machine.
I don't think that's like a selling
the
point.
use case.
Like that doesn't
actually. You'd be surprised.
But you don't agree.
No, you don't even. You'd be surprised at the pure demand for people who are like office typists, data entry folks who are also retro gamers. Typists, is that a correct term? And they're sitting here and they're typing.
That's what typing sounds like.
Exactly.
Sounds. Right.
And then they also want like a second screen to like have like some research on. Like they can just swipe up and down, and it's nice. And they want to play a little Mario emulation when they're on their break, and they can switch over and they can do. Can't say the last note.
But I don't. For me, especially like in an office environment, right? I would see that device as an enslaver, right? And I would not think, what I need to do is take this thing that runs my life with Excel so I can use my finger on Excel or whatever, for whatever reason you're talking about that. I don't want then to take that device and try to get joy out of it. That doesn't compute with me. Does that make sense? Or am I just rambling?
So
here?
Are you so spoiled in your Western lifestyle that you have to have a separate device for every single thing in your life? Like you can't mix business and pleasure a little bit?
My God, yes. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Look at this crap.
Well,
look at this crap. I've got a 300X and a Kindle Oasis and a gaming phone, a Redmi K30
separate
Pro,
devices.
just to try out. Yeah, just to try out. And then what? Steam Deck, Odin Pro, Aya Neo, whole bunch of stuff on the. Yeah, I got to have separate devices.
Well, I can't. I mean, I don't have a place to talk. I go to Best Buy and try things out, like this Microsoft Surface Duo, and then return it. I've been there. I've been that guy.
You do use Amazon. Like Amazon should ban your account. You know that?
You'd think so, but they only keep rewarding it, dude. They give me points, and they let me keep the points when I return stuff.
Wicked, have you ever done this bull crap where you buy stuff on Amazon, then review it, and then send it back?
No, not really.
No, I never. And hold on, I'm not an evil person, because I've never intentionally done this. Every time I buy something, I intend to keep it, but sometimes it's so horrible that I'm like, listen, I can't.
In good conscience, I can't
do that.
Pay $400 for the XP. That was the one that got me. Was when you bought the XP.
There's a
modicum. You were so excited for it. And you're like, this is going to be great.
Modicum.
And then awesome. immediately send it back. Immediately.
Well, it's that right thumbstick, man. Dude, you can't. You're hitting the face buttons, and then your thumb's hitting the thumbstick, and it's getting in the way. And I'm like, you can't have it. And then I went and bought something from PowKiddy.
Are you so spoiled by your Western lifestyle that you can't deal with an odd joystick, an odd thumbstick? That's going to be our new segment. Are you so spoiled by your Western lifestyle?
By your Western lifestyle? The answer is yes. I am so spoiled by my Western lifestyle. I can have what I want, and I do what I want. So.
But coming back to the handhelds in general, it's like what I find interesting is like what will happen in the future, because we have they are releasing so many out. Like it's like I'm always saying it's like they have diarrhea, like like they're shitting them all out. Like there is a new handheld coming out. Oh, got 20 now, no one. And the question remains, like, what happens?
Welcome to Diarrhea Handhelds.
You're here with me, Thor. No, you're absolutely right. It's so fast that the pace is just breakneck, and then they do stuff after like Chinese New Year in the early of the year where we don't have anything for 3 months. Right, we just have nothing for 3 months, and then it's 9 months of just take this and take this and take this and take garbage battery.
But that's the reason I call it diarrhea with handheld. New Year is over.
Welcome
Let's
back
go.
To Diarrhea with Handhelds. You're here with your host Stubbs.
Diarrhea Handhelds is flying out to just PowKiddy. All the companies are just like, all right, here we go. Throw them at him. And anyways, and then all of a sudden, Chinese New Year hits, and it's like they ate a bunch of cheese, and their buttholes are just clenched for 2 months.
Right. Metamucil.
They're just backed up, and they finally have like the laxative after that's over, and they're just like,
yeah.
But sometimes it will stop, and then we need a praise of PowKiddy.
He really went for it on that one, huh? Jesus. Are you drunk? Beautiful. It's perfect.
Just having fun with you guys. Well, anyways.
Oh, well.
But again, so that's kind of interesting, like to see how it goes in the future with PowKiddy and Ben Bernick and what they're going to do. But again, like I find it also interesting they can keep doing this. Like so many, I know like a lot of people just collect them just for fun. But if you're going to talk about collection handhelds like for $20, $30, but now we're talking about handhelds of like $200, $300, $400, $500.
Yes, Stubbs.
It's a shitload of money. Yeah,
I know.
Yes, Stubbs.
I'm trying to be better, but I just don't know if I'll ever get there.
It's still cheaper than a drug habit. All right, let's be honest here.
You know what? It is, and it's healthier. Well, I don't know if it's healthier, but it's cheaper.
No, it's healthier than meth. I mean,
oh, true. I mean, it kind of keeps you jacked though. Like, you can be jacked till 3 in the morning.
That way.
You ever been jacked at like 3 in the morning configuring RetroArch? Just like completely just wired. Like, what if I could get 1 more millisecond of latency correction here?
I don't care enough.
If we could, but what if
it doesn't work immediately? I give up.
Oh, true. Yeah. There's also those days where I'm just like dad tired, and I'm like, no, I couldn't be bothered.
But that is one of my, I think, other big frustration. It's like when the Retroid Pocket is a great example. Retroid Pocket 2 Plus was a great example. It cost like $99, and we're looking at the product in general. Like it was a good value, but if you need to like tinker with it so much to get some games working, I'm more like getting the point, and I'm more like I don't really like that. If something needs to be working out of the box, like. If you need to be in a little bit tinkering, okay, but let's be honest, there are a lot of people who don't know how it works, and they don't maybe give a shit. They just want to buy something, like slap the app on it, or and just play with it.
I always feel bad because people buy these things a lot of the time with the intention of playing one specific game on it, right? They really want Sly Cooper 2 and the Thievius Raccoonus or whatever on PlayStation 2. That was their childhood, and they expect this $99 device to play this one game. And it's like, dude, I'm so sorry, but it's A, not gonna fucking happen, and B, you're gonna have to spend 10 hours screwing with it just to get it moderately playable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's another thing. I think like the only thing when you're looking at the chips, especially the Android part, in my opinion,
Hmm.
at this point there's not like a good option. Like you said it before, the AGN Odin, absolutely. I found it in the wild here. There was some seller who sold it me for like the same amount because he bought it. He basically bought a second one.
Hmm.
He did a pre-order. He needed to wait so long, and he
Yeah.
got them from another seller. In the end, I bought one new, and I must say, like I'm excited about the product, but in the meantime, I'm more like, yeah, I can make a review, but nobody can buy it. So,
Right.
like one of those great examples that you think, yeah, it's cool that it plays. It plays most of the games, PS2, GameCube, like, again, you need to do a lot of tinkering. I hate it. But the thing is, like, it has a lot of potential. The price
Yeah.
was okay, a lot of potential, but nobody can buy it. So,
It,
yeah, right.
it the gold standard right now for Android for emulation performance for me is a Snapdragon 865, and I think if you're going to go after the PS2 and GameCube ring, you need to
Hmm.
start with the 865. Anything
Yeah,
else
agreed.
is just it's not enough.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
getting the Android game 865, that Logitech G Cloud at 720, um, it needs
Don't
to be
people are going to ask
under
about
$100.
PS2 and GameCube, and we're just
No.
going to
Yeah.
go ahead and say no. So
We're gonna say
fuck
no
no.
thanks.
It's
It's gonna be
not going
great
to
for
happen.
cloud streaming, but
And
Absolutely.
I
And
pray for
yes.
good ergonomics there. I pray for good ergonomics. So that might make me somehow rationalize the price a little bit more. If it's like, I mean, god tier ergonomics, okay?
Yeah.
Like it's so
Yeah.
comfortable to hold.
I just
Then
think
I
it's
can
again,
that
like-
price because it's a corpo handheld. Like imagine
They're just like, oh, we're Logitech, and so we can.
yeah,
charge
we're
this
Logitech,
much.
so like it's just
Yeah,
that's what we're going to charge.
But is it?
You know,
But is it not only? I think it's different. I think it's different, and not like to be like protecting Logitech name or whatever, or being
No.
fanboy. No, not at all. I think that the thing is with Logitech compared with Chinese companies. Like first of all, I think like Ambernick. I think when there are like Chinese companies, they can produce it maybe like cheaper.
Mhm.
Maybe you should like
Mhm.
ask another YouTuber, another person who have more information about that. But when you're looking at Logitech, they have like you need to take consideration there are multi companies or basically different companies designing and creating. So I am guessing, I'm just guessing, like here, maybe there are like different companies who want to earn something. So
Yeah.
if like the different parties in combination, they need to outsource to China. So there are so many factors that want to make money. Maybe that's the reason why it's so expensive for the specs. Because and of course the brand Logitech, like I think they
Well,
will like slap their label on it and
but they have
distribution and
even if
everything.
they're just slapping their label on it, they have people whose entire jobs is to name a
Mhm.
price point for a device to find its specific market share, right? Like that's literally
Yeah.
all they do is that for their products. So
Mhm.
I don't know why a company like that would think it's cool to release something for $300 on pre-order and then raise it by $50. That's the only thing I'm confused about with Logitech in
Mhm.
particular with this device, because I don't think I've ever seen a corpo company like this do something like that we're used to
That's
with
true.
companies
Yeah.
like AYN or Ambernick or whatever.
Yeah. I
That's
know.
just a weird one right now, and I don't quite get
Oh,
it.
by the way, yeah, I agree with you. Like, this is something normally you don't see with a brand. I agree with you, like Logitech. But when you're looking at the Ambernic with the Win 600, when I ordered it, I just ordered it when it came out, and I got such
Yeah.
a good price. And
Mhm.
when you're looking at the price now, it's so much more expensive.
It
So
is.
Yeah.
I think like they try to like
Well,
lure people in.
but
But that's the case.
they went back to that lower pricing now. They changed
Okay.
their pricing like a week or two ago, and they've
With
With the
dropped
release of the
retail.
1 terabyte model, yeah.
Yeah, the
Ah.
3020E dropped to under $300, just under $300.
Okay, I
So-
find it still kind of interesting to see that you can basically produce something for that money.
That's
But
good.
again, like it's. I think also when you're looking at Logitech, I think it's more meets the eye. For example, like if Logitech, the question remains: will this be in stock in my local shop? That is one question.
It
Like
might
if
be.
that's so,
Yeah.
So I think that will be like a big advantage for Logitech. Like
Oh yeah.
I know, like when
Yeah,
I
for
talk about
normies,
somebody,
Distribution, yeah.
yeah. So I think like that's quite interesting, and maybe that's one of the reasons they make it expensive. And another thing you don't need to forget: when I'm basically, I was recently, I went to a shop here, and I was just talking about somebody asked me what I'm doing for a living. I told them I like YouTube review stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I told them the brands PowKiddy, Ambernick, and they were looking at me like, "What are you talking about?
The
Are
fuck
you
are you-
talking
what?
Chinese?" It's more like I'm not talking Chinese. No, I'm just talking. No, but the thing is, like when you're looking at, like when you're showing them, like, hey, you should look it up, and they look on the website nowadays or like on AliExpress.
Yeah.
They were like flabbergasted. We're like, wow, I didn't even know they existed. Even like
Yeah.
there are so many freaking reviews out there still so many people don't know what it is. And I think that is
Right.
different when Logitech. I think people will know Logitech. They will
People will
see
see it.
it's not a familiar brand, so it's trustworthy.
They'll
That's
wander
definitely
in and see
something
it at
to
the store.
It's definitely something to bring up too, though, is that $300 and $350 pricing, you're going to be able to buy it on Amazon for that price. And if you have Prime or
Mhm.
whatever, then it's free shipping. As it is right now, ordering these devices off of AliExpress or Banggood or whatever, you're waiting a month or more sometimes to get them. And then
Mhm.
you're paying, sometimes there's import tax, like if you're in Canada or in Europe,
Yeah.
right? The VAT.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you're definitely paying shipping, you're not you're not getting
Yeah.
something for free. So like when the Retroid Pocket 3s were shipped out, was it like $10 or $20 a piece for shipping? Something like that.
Mhm.
It wasn't cheap, it wasn't free shipping. No, it wasn't. It was this is $129, this is $130 plus shipping on top of that.
Mhm.
So
All
that
that
Yeah.
is
other
definitely
stuff.
something to point out, is that it may be a $300 or $350 device, but it's available. It will be
And
available. It will be on Amazon, and you'll be able to have it in your hand in 2 days.
and there is still one thing you're missing out.
What's
What do
that?
you think of the warranty? You got like your warranty. Like we have 2 years European warranty here. So if they sell it in Europe, we got 2 year warranty. With China, what I already mentioned before, it's total 45 days. And it's more like
Maybe. Yeah.
bye bye.
Not a real
Yeah.
warranty.
Like no more warranty. And that's the difference. I think there are like different rules. I think like they will be changing in the future because they can't keep doing this. But that's another thing. Like you do have like the full warranty, like with Steam Deck. So I don't
Right.
understand of.
Mhm.
So there are like minor big advantage, and you're paying a little bit more money for it in that case,
You're
or
at-
more money.
You're adding
Yeah.
a
Getting more.
premium for the warranty. You're adding a premium for the big box stores to make a profit. You're adding a premium
Right.
for the distribution network. You're adding a premium for
Yeah.
the Tencent collaboration with Logitech. Like everyone wants to make
Mhm.
money in that chain. That's why it's $300. It's just unfortunate for the consumer. Now, what I
True.
want to ask is,
Yeah.
what if a pixel dies on my bookshelf retro TV here?
Then you
I'm
throw it away and
screwed,
buy
right?
another one.
Well, no, I know it's only
Just
$12.
throw it away and buy another one.
That's called
I want
e-waste,
it away.
and that's like hurtful for the environment or whatever. But
or whatever.
can you make a claim on AliExpress after 45 days and say, "Hey, I got screwed here. I got a bad product," or are you just completely like, "Well, I'm gonna have to eat I'm gonna eat the plastic."
Now, I think like that's the problem with AliExpress. If you like don't have any dispute left, you can maybe try to communicate with AliExpress itself, but it's going to be difficult. And coming back to the replacement, another thing I love to do is like when I'm doing teardown, just to see like how did he assemble the LCD. Some they have like with a ribbon cable, but I did have like a handheld with a broken LCD, and
Mhm.
I was looking it up. But the LCD was more expensive than actually the product itself. So repairing stuff is not any there's not a different better way to do so though. It's more
Yeah.
like what the hell, like they force you to buy something new, and that's basically basically what happens now. Like we buy stuff, we throw it away. That's what happens. Like
Yeah.
repairing it's out of
Well,
the
I
option.
have a dead pixel on my black RP3, right? And I basically had to negotiate with Retroid for the past almost 3.5 weeks, just for
Mhm.
them to send me a new front plate for it, right? The new front housing, because it's sealed in there. But I've
Mhm.
basically had to beg them for 3 weeks. I mean, the device isn't even 30 days old.
Wow.
I had to
Yeah,
beg
but that's
them
absolutely
to send
yeah, but
me.
that's crazy if yeah. And how much will it cost? Like the parts are so cheap in China. I think it's not.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the shipping is more expensive than. And that I say like, and that is the thing that I find a little bit of disappointment. And again, like we need to. I've been thinking of making a video about it, like talking about people like warranty and the problems I had in the past. Like not a lot, but I do have like a lot of problems. How do you dispute? That's another different story. Like if you need to file in a dispute, oh man, you need to fight for your
Oh
right
man,
when it comes to
that
that.
would be,
Party, yeah.
dude. That would be a killer video. How to dispute a
Yeah.
retro handheld. Oh my gosh,
And then
that'd
walk
be
people
amazing
through the
content.
process,
Yeah.
and then
Through
show
for like
it.
5 different companies. This is how you do it with PowKiddy. This is how you do it with Amber. Oh man, that'd be great content.
Actually,
I would
that's
love the
No,
shit out of that.
no,
yeah.
dude, it would be like a video like this, like All right, so what do you need in this video? Or better said, what do you need? You need to weaponize yourself. You need to get yourself the person. Here it comes. You need to weaponize yourself with the Wicked Whip. Because if it's naughty, no, not the vacuum cleaner. That is your thing. The Wicked Whip. Because if they're naughty, you need to get whipped. So that's what it is. So
you need to stuck. Wait, no, don't.
no.
Wait, no, wait.
No, but the thing is, I think I've been. Now the thing is, like, I've been working on the video. I did have some couple of disputes lately. For example, like one of them was this mini arcade. I paid €150 for it, excluding for the taxes and stuff.
Yeah,
and yeah, it was so bad. Like the menu, and for example, if you turn it on, it says normally like, hey, you got the main menu, you got some built-in games, like crappy games, but you can add games. But all the menus was like completely messed up. It didn't even boot up in the main menu. So I did a dispute. I did make some recordings just to show people how you need to dispute. Because let's be honest, you need to make pictures. Better said, like you need to make a video about it.
Yeah.
You need to be like, if you want to have a fighting chance on AliExpress, you just need to like weapon yourself with pictures and movies. Yeah.
Well, they always ask for multiple pictures. They always ask for a video. So you might as well go ahead and make it if you have a problem with it. So
yeah,
right.
And I think that's the downside with AliExpress. And then basically, better said, like it's the dark side of AliExpress people don't know about. Think that you knew. So I'm still working on that video. It's quite difficult because I did there were a lot of personal information I don't want to like include in this, but
right.
was also like, and then again, like I don't want to like always talk garbage about stuff. I really do hate to be negative.
No,
but again, like
us too. I mean, we're positive people, but we get disappointed.
That's why that's something that we pride ourselves on with the community and with the podcast and with our reviews is we do our damnedest to be positive and have positive interactions with all of our users and with our guests and with these companies in particular.
Right.
But man, oh man, it does get really frustrating sometimes when, I'm going in my third week of begging Retroid to fix a brand new device.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I completely understand.
Or we're being asked to build an operating system as a community project, and we're not getting source to do it.
Oh my god! Not getting source code is like the bane of this community. People don't even realize.
Yeah, I think that's another problem. Like they release so many handhelds, and we have the firmware like configured through a certain chipset. Everything works fine, and guess what? There is a new handheld because it's time for. Diarrhea flow.
Let's go.
So yeah, like I find it quite
buttholes. Now we need to end the podcast. I have stepped over the line.
I'm just warming up. Come on.
People don't know this, but there's a random word that is picked before every podcast that just automatically ends the podcast if Stubbs says it. So
yeah, today was loose buttholes.
Done.
That's the secret word I wanted to bring up before we wrapped up here. Have you guys seen the 1X Fly from the 1X player folks? That looks like a beautiful handheld. That's actually one that I'm low-key excited for because guess what? They're coming in with a low-end SKU finally. They're saying, hey, we want to try to match the Ioneo Air Plus and the Loki Zero and give you guys something low tier for cheaper that looks awesome. So
you still have
Damien
your Loki Mini Pro order?
Huh?
You still have your Loki Mini Pro order?
No.
Same here. Like no.
I ditched all my AYN pre-orders for now. I don't have complete confidence at the moment, and we'll see. We'll see. I'll hop back on the hype train if I see some hype. But them showing a PCB motherboard logo or motherboard image and like, well,
that's not
get excited. We're building something. It's like at this point in the game, with us giving you $700, we'd expect to see a working prototype unit or something.
Yeah,
it's been months. I am actually internally furious. I would say, thinking about that they're asking people for $700-800, and this late in the game they got nothing. And there's just no communication. There's no video. There's no promo. It's just like, here's a PCB board.
But they got rewarded for that with the Odin. So,
Yeah, I guess so. But we'll see. But the problem is that I love my Odin so much. My Odin Pro is a beautiful, awesome retro device. and modern device, and it's so good for so many things. But this new Loki stuff going on, I'm barely hanging on. I'm
You're about to
barely
end the
hanging
podcast
on.
on a negative note. You know that, right?
Well, I never got to do my shit talk lightning round, man. So I got
You
skipped.
just what are you talking about? This like the last 10 minutes was your shit talk lightning. What are you talking about?
Well, this is part of it. Okay, just attach it to that. Attach it to that. And
All
I was
right, what-
trying to
go.
end on the
Get
positive
it.
note. Trying to end on the positive note of the 1X Fly looks awesome, and I'm hyped for it, and we should be stoked for it. And then I wanted to also end on Wicked. Where can we find you? Where do you want to drive traffic to? Tell us. Where do the people find you?
I do have like an all link where basically people can find all of my channels and all the other stuff if you're interested.
Allmylinks.com
all those
/wicked
links.
promotion. It'll be in the
Your
description.
72 YouTube channels because you have the brain power that we don't for that kind of content. Holy crap.
And you also have a
I will put it in the chat. I will put it in the chat. So
and
we'll make sure it's in the description.
In the description.
Sure.
You got an Instagram, a Facebook, a Twitter, a Patreon. So everyone,
Instagram.
Yeah.
Get on that.
With
I'm gonna get on that
3 membership
gram.
levels.
Like, what?
Get on that gram. What do you do for what per se would you do if someone gave you $12 a month? For instance, people get to stay up to date regarding YouTube channel, posting personal videos, updates on what new products are coming in, and sharing videos before coming online with no ads. That's a cool idea. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, it's more like, but again, like it's still work in progress. And for me, like I don't want to push out Patreon too much. I know if I'm going to say the word to a lot of people, maybe subscribe, but I'm more like, for me, like they just need to find it. And if they want to, it's fine. If they don't want to, it's also fine. For me, like make the videos, people watch it. That's really cool. If I can make some money here and there, I can support my life. I think that's my goal. You know, like if I can do what I love to do, I think I don't need to, seriously, like people always, funny thing is like about YouTube, like people always say, oh, YouTuber, you need to become rich. I'm more like, no, like money, it's something we need alive, but
Speaking of which, make sure to check us out at patreon.com/retro.
No.
Like, comment, subscribe to the video. No, but seriously.
I want to be serious for like 4 minutes, but it is impossible with you guys.
I'm sorry, man. We are full of jokes. Yeah. It's all right. It's, but we're serious too. As soon as the cameras turn off, I'm just a world of anxiety. Like, what do I do next with my life?
Serious Stubbs. That's what I call them.
This is my Serious Stubbs. This is my Zen place with you guys right now.
It's like Serious Black, but fun from Portland.
Yeah, exactly. I am Wicked. It's been awesome having you on, man.
Yeah, dude.
You're just
Thank you so much
cool
for
guy to
coming
hang
on.
out with.
No problem.
You can tell in your videos. You can tell in your videos that you take it seriously and that you're here for the passion, not for the money. Running so many channels, it's just impressive, and we hope to have you back on another 6 months to a year from now when you're ready to come back and have crazy shenanigans where I pour water on myself.
Yeah. Well, now he knows what he's getting into with us, So we'll see if he comes back, and we'll see because like he's so
might scare him away.
He's so nice, right? Like he's just so nice, and you're so funny. You're just a good guy. And then like 4 months from now, we'll reach out and be like, "Hey, man, you want to come back on the podcast?" And we'll just get ghosted. Like just. Like, no, absolutely not.
I would love to.
Okay. I need to just show you something. I don't know if you can just. I will share it in the chat. You're saying like, "Hey, you be so serious." I'm serious. You need to click on that video later on, and you need to listen to my Wicked Goes Full Chicken mode. Oh yeah, that's what I feel sometimes. Full chicken. You can watch it now.
Oh my
you can
gosh,
watch it
dude,
later.
The first. This is okay. This is the last
7
thing I'm going to
minutes.
bring up on this podcast. So we get packages from China fucking constantly, right? And I feel like a drug dealer with the way that they pack these damn things. Holy crap. Dude, just looking at this pile of what is most likely heroin in this video in the first 3 seconds, right? What the fuck? Oh, God, Stubbs.
This is crazy,
Oh,
man.
Jesus. Anyway, but Wicked, again, thank you so much, man. Thanks for coming on. We had a great time, and we hope you come back.
Absolutely. It was a blast. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next time. And don't forget to watch the full chicken mode where I go,
Oh yeah, full
you know.
chicken. All right, take us out with a PowKiddy.
With the
Yeah.
kitty.
That's perfect. I love it. I'm hitting the stop button now. Jesus.
No, thank you, everybody.
Take care of your handhelds and each other.
That was very sweet. I love that.